Hey, what's up? So I can see you guys for some reason really wanted to hear me talk about my school's bathrooms, and quite a lot of you want more, and all of you want to hear the horror stories that every kid at my school knows, so alright, bet, here we go, Bathroom Tales Part 2, B-Hall Bathroom Mayhem. Let's roll the intro, you know how it goes Bathroom Tales, it's almost time for Bathroom Tales. Okay, so let's start off with what you see as soon as you step into the B-Hall bathroom. So you walk in, and there's always a shit ton of moisture on the floor. Actually, I'm not even sure I can really call it moisture. There's just water everywhere on the floor in that bathroom. The first time I went in there, it was like I was in a marshland. It also didn't help that since it was after school, the lights were dimmed, so you already know that means either an undead vapor or the man thing is gonna come out and try to throw me into the toilets and make me become one of them. I'm not sure if the water's coming out of the toilet or a sink or a kid's broken vape pen, but whatever it is, even the janitors know not to go into that bathroom to fix it. You know who else doesn't want to go into the B-Hall bathroom? My mom! And also my buddies. But this one time, my buddy was pretty desperate to piss, so instead of being cool and pissing himself like the rest of us would, he went into hell to pee. When he came out, he had a black eye, his shirt was torn to shit, and there was blood all over the ground, and I'm just kidding, he was fine. Because this was also after school when everyone went home. Except not everyone went home, because he told me that he heard two guys talking in the stalls about something being $30 per gram, and we don't think that they were talking about the price of flour. So we used our Sherlock Holmes skills and came to the conclusion that they must be selling dandruff, because what else would be that expensive? Here's another drug story. So a week after I posted the first video, I was using the bathroom before 6 hours started, and of course, yet again, a guy walked into a stall. It sounded like he was opening and closing, like, drawers or something, and there were some hushed whispers, and one got really aggressive at one point, and two guys walked out of the stall pretty quickly. Hey, I know one of those guys. I hate that guy. And you know the best part? They didn't wash their hands. So I think my not washing your hands theory is turning out to be a fact. But hey, that's just a theory. A bathroom theory! Speaking of segues, one day I walked into my third hour in a normal day, and the girl who sits next to me asked if I knew what happened in the bathroom this morning. I say no. And she tells me that during first hour, a kid went in there and tried to kill himself with a bag, putting it over his head, suffocating himself. A staff member found him when he was checking the bathrooms, making sure that no kids were vaping, which they're not actually really good at, which I'll explain later, and found him there with a bag on his head. So we helped him out and called 911. 3 police cars and an ambulance came and got him back to, not being almost dead. And he's all good now, so we have a happy ending there, yay. And this next one isn't in the B-Hall bathroom, but I have several buddies that can see a thick mist of vape leaking outside of the B-Hall bathroom. So you can see another reason people are scared to go in there. Even being within a 10-meter vicinity of the damn place will get you higher than a kite tied to a plane that itself was tied to a rocket ship, which itself was tied to Snoop Dogg, bringing it higher than fucking Neptune. Now I have some bad news. Do you remember back on Halloween of 2022, I told you guys that 5th hour was, quote, the least busy and most strategic time to use the bathroom? Yeah, I was just taking a piss during 5th hour because that's the least busy and most strategic time to use the bathroom.
See, I did say that.
Well, every time that I try to go during what I know is the least busy time, there's a huge cloud of vape that engulfs the entire bathroom. There was one day that I couldn't see the urinals and can only barely see the stalls because they're black because of how much vape was in that room. So I got really lightheaded, so I went to the next closest bathroom, which conveniently was a short walk of the other side of the school. So this is what I was saying in the last story. The staff was going around checking for people vaping in the bathrooms but never find any. But they can't find the kids in the bathroom with the vape-fueled fog machine running in there. So I at this point have to be Fuxatoni Phil and poke my head in, and if I see a little bit of cloud, then that's 6 more weeks of having to hold my piss because of you assholes in there killing yourself with those stupid death sticks. Speaking of my last video, you remember how I said that someone went and devious licked the toilet? Yeah, well, actually that did happen in my school. I'm pretty sure it was on senior prank day, and a kid took a toilet out and left it in the middle of the bathroom. And after that, some other kid took it in the middle of the hallway. No one knows who did it, but that action will go down in history of my school for years to come. Now you might be saying, but Chris, these are all the best stories I've heard in my life. But what shut down the B-Hall bathroom in the first place and not the other ones? Well, shut the fuck up, young grasshopper, because I'll tell you. It all starts the beginning of my freshman year, 4 years ago. There was this kid that was getting bullied hard. Some pretty big kids would beat his ass almost daily in that bathroom specifically. This only escalated, then when it finally shut down was when they beat this kid to the point where he couldn't get up, they threw him in the trash can, then lit off 2 stink bombs and locked him inside for hours until a janitor came in and helped him. I feel really bad for this kid. I don't think he had any friends to talk to, because if he got any, the dickheads would make them targets too. So he was alone in all of this, and if he said anything to him, they'd do worse to him. Now thankfully, those kids were expelled, and I've heard they were put into either juvie or some kind of prison, but either way, they're gone. So there's yet another happy ending in this video. Except there's not a happy ending here, because since that bathroom was closed, the druggies and assholes went to the bathrooms that everyone else uses to do that shit in. Like, look at this shit. I'm expected to relax and take a piss in there with this shit going on right behind me. And of course, at my school, fights aren't that uncommon, so you know, you can walk in the bathroom at any point and you could see any of this shit. Like this right here, we shoving him. Oh, that was right there to the right. I was trying to take a piss right here at the far wall. And ooh, right there. Ooh, they don't really show the urinals at this point, but good thing it was right after I started pissing, or finished pissing, I should say, because this was not a good thing to have happen as soon as you're walking, like, out of the bathroom, because they were, like, arguing and discussing, oh, I'm going to kick your ass, I'm gonna, and then I just hear scuffling and shuffling and beating each other up. Okay, so the day that I'm recording this, I did the unthinkable. I used the B-Hall bathroom. Now, I know you guys are worried about me, like...
Were you killed? Sadly, yes. But I lived.
So what happened my first time ever actually using the B-Hall bathroom was, I don't even make it inside yet, and I see a kid with his shirt off looking at himself in the mirror with 2 or 3 other guys checking him out. I look into the stalls because, you know, it's open because, you know, why would the doors be closed in the B-Hall bathroom? There's like 20 guys in this bathroom. I see a guy standing on top of the toilet, peeping into the stall next to him like a younger Jared from Subway. I get to the urinal, and by the way, I have to push people to the side to get to the urinal because they've started a vape circle like a cult trying to summon vape Satan. So I start peeing, then people just start shoving and kicking each other and almost start a fight. I hurry up and finish as quick as I could. I go to wash my hands, and I see a kid give another kid a huge roll of something. Mr. Receiver puts it into his mouth and starts breathing in / smoking that shit. Then he gets really close to Mr. Dealer and like aggressively shoves money into his pocket. So now I can say I've actually been there to witness a drug deal. Finally. So I wash my hands, and a staff member walks in and yells at everyone to get out since he heard some people jumping, which was the kid on top of the toilet, jumping on the toilet and climbing over the door to the stall next to him. And I ask him, can I dry my hands? And he actually lets me do it. I thought he would think that I was one of the tards doing that dumb shit and be like, no, get out, wipe it on your shirt. But nah, he was chill. I guess he sees that I don't really look like the vaping type with this beautiful, not drug-filled face of mine. Alright, this next story isn't mine to tell, but here's another interview from first-hand experiences of the B-Hall bathroom in all its glory. Here is Zoidberg once again. Give him a round of applause, my guys. Woo! Yeah, Zoidberg! Yeah!
Are you all ready for another story time with Zoidberg?
I already know that I am.
I know everyone's been anxious for Bathroom Tales Part 2, so I got a good one for you. So kick back, grab a handful of nuts, and get ready for the show.
I got all 3 of my nuts in my left hand ready to go.
Well, the B-Hall bathroom is where it all starts. As always, at Kronk Academy. There's a game called Urinal Shuffle. So there's a row of like 6 urinals in that bathroom. There'd be these kids, like a group of 3 or 4, and they'd all line up and start pissing, and they'd shuffle mid-piss over next urinal like the cha-cha slide, and then they'd all go till they were done pissing. They'd call out left, right, shuffle, and in the end, there'd be piss all over the floor. I never partaked in it. I just
Why not?
was an unfortunate witness.
Why didn't
'Cause
you?
I don't wanna
Why
get-
didn't you partake in it?
I don't want to risk getting caught in the crossfire. I really don't.
Why would there be crossfire? It would just be you pissing straight at a wall. Same with everyone else.
You'd be surprised with people's aim.
So did you just walk in and they were just mid-shuffle, or did you walk in as they were prepping for it?
I walked in the middle of like class. I got out to use a bathroom, so it's like vacant, but nope. There was just those 3 people in there.
These fucking guys planned this shit. They all had to piss at the same time, and they're like, we have an idea.
I guess Whoa, I guess 2 o'clock is the prime time for urinal shuffle. I think it was something like that. It was during my 5th or 6th hour.
Of course, was it like they all like stood next to each other, and then it was like, "All right, go," and then they would just all go?
Yep. That's
At
how it
this
went.
shit, dude. You
Yeah.
should have joined. You should have joined.
Eh, it wasn't my thing.
I understand. Thank you for your story, Zoidberg.
You're welcome. I hope
Okay.
everyone enjoyed.
I bet everyone did. Okay, bye. Have fun.
Bye-bye.
Now, wasn't that just crazy? Is that Discord I see over there? Hey, buddy, get over here. Don't be shy. Come on, boy. I just made a Discord where we have a good time hanging out, having good intellectual conversations, where you, yes, you, can give some video ideas and talk to Kronkos for himself. So join that to make me get in a happy time. Especially the one that makes me do a fucking backflip. Let's go! Ah! Ah! Oh! Okay, bye, have fun.